Hello, I'm sitting here just with Michael Dunz. He's actually the head of sales of Timewaver, and he's working side by side already since 10 years, I think, with Markus Schmieke, and
Yeah, some years.
went through the helping of the development from Healy and also, of course, the Timewaver from the get-go. We wanted to use this video here quickly, or I just forced Michael basically to come in and show us a little bit about the Aura module. As you know, we have different kind of packages in Healy. So we have the Gold, we have the Healy Holistic Health, the Healy Holistic Health Plus, but we also have the Resonance package. And the Resonance package comes with a really amazing, sophisticated application that's called the Healy Resonance app or the Healy Analysis app. And this application has a program to analyze your energy field, and it shows you what kind of programs in the Healy you're most resonant right now. So it gives you recommendations or tells you actually what applies to you the most right now, what makes most sense of you. But it also have an Aura mode, and that one I really think it's super deep, and I couldn't explain it even if I would love to. And that's why I think a great idea is to talk to Michael Dunz, and he can show us a little bit about the Aura mode in the actual mothership of Healy, which is the Timewaver, and tell us a little bit of where this come from and how we utilize the whole program and application. So thank you, Michael, for your time. Let's do it quick. I know you're in a rush.
Thank you so much. No problem. Yeah, very good. I just swapped the microphone because I guess this one is better for sound quality. The other one was not so good. So that's why in the video we'll have this black thing in front of my mouth. So never mind. However, what you see right now here, Max, you're fully right, is our, the first, or you would say, the product where Healy evolved from. That is the Timewaver for Professional unit, is in Europe a medical device, and which is being used by homeopaths, by alternative practitioners, naturopaths. And the Aura module in your Heal Advisor Analyze app is actually coming from what you see right now here. It comes from this graph down here, the chakra energy, and it shows you, and you notice if you have the Resonance app or the Heal Advisor Analyze app, you notice the same way the bars are displayed, and you see the crown chakra all the way going down to the root chakra. It's a 7-chakra system, and this is according to the more Far East chakra model. 7-chakra system. There are also some other chakra systems. Some talk about 12 chakras. Some talk about, side chakras and main chakras. There are many different, you would say, models which are known to the market. However, the 7-chakra model is the one which is, you would say, mostly accepted and everybody knows. This is the most basic one. And this is part of the Yoga Sutras in India. And we also have this part of Timewaver and, of course, part of Healy Resonance or Healy Advisor Analyze. However, the measurement is being done in the field. It is no physical measurement. So we are not measuring the physical energy distribution of the chakra, but we are actually showing how much is the chakra filled with energy in the information field or in the morphogenetic field. So you are not making a physical measurement here. And also, if you vice versa send something back in the field to correct a chakra in its imbalance, we are also not doing a physical treatment here. So it's not about a physical treatment. It is a balancing of the energy, or you would say it is a digital homeopathic sending or optimization. However, we are tapping into the field, but we are not physically touching the body of that person to get some parameters or to send something back. So what you see here, and this lower part is actually what it is. It is the, let me cut that out for you guys. So this is called the, do you see that? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, just to ask you a question quickly. So when I see now the crown chakra, 96% forward, 93. So you have done some kind of measurement in the field of one person that you got all these matrices?
Yeah, the person has to be in the first place. As you do this with Healy Advisor Analyze, you take the Healy in your right palm and then you record a personal vibration. So with Timewaver, it's a similar process. The person has to touch the hardware on 2 different places, and we record a personal vibration pattern, name and photograph and stuff like this, just to make sure that we know who to address.
Timewaver identified in the field, right? basically.
Exactly. This is like an IP. If you have a laptop, every laptop is identifiable in the internet, wherever that laptop is, located worldwide. So in the same way, in the quantum field, we also have an IP or a digital fingerprint, and that fingerprint needs to be in the system that the system can detect you wherever you are. So once that person is in, then you can do the measurements, you would say, in the field, and the results you see they will go from 0% to 100%. 100% would be optimum. That means all the chakras are, fully balanced. So that person is quite good, as you can see. However, one chakra you see is going a bit lower. That is the root chakra. So
Right.
the root chakra is breaking a bit in terms of the interpretation. Each chakras, they stand for something. They are not just chakras, they're not just energy centers in general, but they also stand for certain emotions. They stand for certain colors, for certain tones, frequencies. They even stand for certain organs. So they're interconnected and they have a meaning. It also has a symbolic meaning, in the sense when the root chakra is low, then the grounding is missing.
Okay.
And if the crown chakra is low, then you would say the spiritual connection is a bit lacking in life. And when the heart chakra, okay, let's go quickly through just to get a bit of an understanding. The root chakra is the grounding. It's how much you are connected to life itself, how much you could also say living your potential. The sacral chakra is known for the sexual energy, Kundalini Shakti.
Mhm.
So if somebody has a weakness there, or if this chakra is not as it should, then you would maybe ask yourself, where is a lack in terms of your sexuality, your Kundalini Shakti. Solar plexus is usually the place where your proper self-esteem is resting. So if a person has a lack of self-esteem, if a person can't set boundaries, then usually you would see this in the solar plexus chakra. Heart chakra, of course, deals with whatever is related to emotions, giving emotions, receiving emotions, being social. And, that is, I guess, the most easy part, you would say.
Mm-hmm.
The neck chakra is related to communication. So that is, but not just the external communication, but also the communication to yourself. It is about how much are you in touch with yourself, and how much can you listen and hear your own voice in that sense, so you can trust your gut feeling there.
It's another
And
name for throat chakra, right? Also, like neck chakra, throat chakra can be the same thing.
Neck and throat chakra is exactly the same. And the forehead chakra is usually what we call the third eye. Mm-hmm. So this is, symbolically localized right now here at the forehead in the middle. And this stands for the clear thinking pattern, how much we are able to process thoughts, how much we are, able to follow a certain line of thoughts, the clarity in our thought line, and the ability to comprehend information, process information. This is also located there. And of course, the last one is with the crown chakra, which is related to, you would say, your own spiritual connection or life mission, which is, at the very top of your heart right there. So, of course, there are some people who might see the chakras. I cannot, but I have met people who claim to do so. So, I'm positive that there are people on the planet who are also capable of seeing the chakras. However, most of us cannot. And therefore, for most of us, it is more a theoretical part, which leads nonetheless to valuable information, rather than we just look at a person and we see what chakra is low there. So that's
very interesting. You just say that. Like, I was trying to do the aura mode on myself before. Yeah. So I got an 18-page report basically on my chakras. I saw the balance and disbalance of the chakras, and I was doing that because my friend, she has done distance Reiki healing on myself, and she was explaining, or she wrote me a text on my chakras, and basically she saw on my ear chakra, she called it ear chakra, there was something that I was not able to listen to the divine or something like this. There could be several different things. She felt something, what was not really 100% aligned apparently, and a few things. And what was amazing to see was when I was running it through the Healy, it was pretty much like what she said, you know, for her, on that case, it was not the ear chakra, but I had things on my neck chakra and also on my forehead chakra, where the Healy was kind of telling me like I should open up more. I can't remember exactly what the present state was saying. But it gave me a few things that was very aligned with what her said. And she's like a Reiki master. So there are actually people doing that. However, now I didn't know how to cope with that. You know, what can I do now after I get all this information from Healy telling me exactly about my present state? So what to do next in order to, you know, get my chakras into balance again?
That is a very good point. Yeah, Max, just to pick up from what you said, because you have a live podcast. I really feel like having a live podcast right now.
You have the microphone too. You look like Joe Rogan, my friend. Amazing.
So then the thing is, you know, as you said, some chakras are also, then people say at the ear, some even say at the palm, at the back of the knee. So there you see there are different models how chakra systems can be applied. However, with the 7 chakra system, we keep it a bit simple. There is just one last part, which is the total energy, which is not the average. This is what I want to tell, is not the average. So if you would combine, let's say 96 plus 93 plus 98 plus 89 plus 92 plus 60, 8 plus 47 divided by 7 would be the average, right? So everybody could calculate that mathematically, but this total energy is a bit more complex. How the value comes up, I can't tell you the exact measurement, but the idea is, even though, let's say, 6 chakras are very high, like in this case, you would say even 5 chakras are very high. However, the total energy is relatively low. Why is that? Because the idea is like this. I give you an example. Even though you have maybe 32 teeth, and they are all like good, and just one is super painful because of a root infection, then that will drop down your overall feeling to 0 almost.
Right. Yeah.
So then you can't argue with the client, oh yeah, but your 31 teeth are still okay, so what is the matter? So that is not really that is not in relevance, or this is not in balance with, you know, the teeth, which are still okay. You can't compare. So therefore, even if one chakra is low, like here, the root chakra, this is dragging down the total energy potentially.
Right. Okay.
Like that. And that's the same in Healy resonance. So that's why I'm just saying. However, the next step here, if you have, you also have this in Healy resonance, you have a sort of a printout.
You get a report. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. In Healy, it's called report. Here we have a printout where, you know, you have the chakra graphs in, and for every chakra there's a little explanation. And you should also read this in the Healy, just to see what does that chakra stand for. Here you see it a bit more clear. Here you see, for example, which color is, I'm sorry,
wow,
here you see which color is related, which tone, which element, which physical organs. Here you see again, that was the, what was it? Let's go to the, maybe the Sakra chakra. Here you see that is there. It also says it represents the sensual level of sexuality. What I said, right? The Sakra chakra. So it's very important to go through and read, especially if you're not very familiar with the chakra system, because it gives a very clear understanding. So
right. Hey, Michael, like, just quickly, I know that this is what I mean, that it's super sophisticated. Now you're talking about colors and tones. Like, how can a normal person like myself understand what does orange color means? What is this in this tone? And if you tell me about the present state, like, how can I even cope with that? Like, how can I apply these things for myself and then do the right, give myself the right answers to all those questions?
You mean with the report then?
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry, I was a bit distracted. Somebody was just trying to call me. It's a live podcast. It can happen. Just repeat the main part again. Sorry.
So I was wondering about the details. Now I'm getting my report, right, from my aura analysis, and it tells me this and this chakra comes now with the color white. Okay, now what does it mean to me? Like, what does white color mean to me? And the present state is like that. And then I have a desired state. I can either Healy suggesting me a desired state, which is vibrating me into the desired state, or I can even put my own desired state, if I understood it correctly, into the field. And how can a normal person like myself understand that and cope with that and
Good
actually
question.
apply it on myself?
It's a good question. Actually, the colors are, you would say, you see the seven chakras, all the chakras have a specific color which is associated to the chakra in general. Like everybody agrees on the root chakra is more going to red and the crown chakra is going to very purplish light, even sometimes white. People say white. So, however, if the chakra color is not as it should, then you get this present state. And there's a color in, which is you would say in German, Verfärbung. And in English, you would say it has a tinge of another color which is not supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So and then in the desired state, you have the color to which that chakra is actually supposed to, what that chakra should supposed to be associated with. So therefore, you have present state is more of what is the analysis of the situation right now, and desired state means where does the person optimally has to go. And there in the desired state, you also find certain like affirmation things you should maybe think of or work on in terms of relationship to the parents, relationship to partners, or relationship to yourself. So these reports as a deeper analysis for each chakra in the Healy resonance is meant for contemplation, so that we can go deep with ourselves and find where we go in resonance with that. Let's say, an example, something comes out, that I have to forgive my mom, something like that, just as an example. So then I have to think of, okay, in what part of my life am I not fully forgiving my mom? Was it when I was small? Is it in the present day? Is it, in terms of whatever emotional connection? Is it in terms of professional connection? Is it in terms of financial dealings? So I really have to contemplate and go deep with myself to find where do I identify with what comes out of Healy resonance as a result.
I see. So when the aura analysis is taking place on us, it gives us basically indications of what could be not 100%, like what is our present state, but what is not directly the desired state. So we have to find the answers within ourselves, basically. Or is Healy also supporting that with vibrating into the field? And can we combine those two things?
Yeah.
And how would that work?
That is a good point. And this is the second one that Healy actually finds, that Healy is not just giving you something for contemplation, but Healy is also sending back into the field that the corrections of what it has been found as an imbalance in the field, like that. So therefore, you can do both. You can first contemplate about the meaning of what comes out there, and then you can use Healy to also vice versa send back into the information field those information, because this is informational content, you would say, like a digital homeopathic remedy which you send to yourself or to your friend or whoever you have as a client to be able to create corrections in the information field to reprogram the field towards the desired state.
Mm. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Super. So what would be the next step? Like when you do like I did it now twice on myself in one day, like the aura, right? Is that something you would do now on yourself every day, or is it something you would like, in what situations you would use it, and how many times you should use it? And it's like, you go through a process of maybe identifying what was the problem with your mom and why would you, accept to apologize or whatever it was. And then you go through this one, and then you would do the aura again and see like that your chakras are most balanced, or what is the goal you think by using this application?
Yeah, the idea is, I mean, you can do it every day once, or you can also say there are two ways. You can do either you just do it as a monitoring, and you just observe how are the chakras moving up and down, what is good, what is not so good, like this. Or you do it whenever there's an incident you feel like I rather check right now because that might have influenced me on that level.
Like
Let's
before
say
a major decision, for example. you can.
Or even a major decision, or let's say, you know, you're about to split up with your girlfriend, or maybe you're about to move to another country, then you can just see how does that decision affect your chakras, and then you can observe and see whether or not, you know, this is maybe a good decision to do. So you can use that as a decision finding tool even.
So lastly, I mean, I know you're in a hurry, man, and I'm really appreciating you jumping on doing this now with me.
On the podcast.
Like a podcast, but it's only because of the microphone. It seems like a podcast.
That's true.
So when just wondering now, it can be the same analysis can come out from the Healy. It just looks a little bit different on the phone.
Yeah.
So what would you do now with that guy? You know, he has a root chakra which is 47%.
Yeah.
So where would we go from now?
Yeah, exactly. You know, with your Healy resonance or Healy Advisor Analyze, you could now mark the chakras on the screen, which you want to deeper analyze. Here, you mark them as well, and you would just, as you see, you just tick the root chakra here. It's like basically, yeah, you know, and then you just analyze this one chakra. You go deeper and you find out what is the problem with this person related to this chakra. And then here you get 10 results. They look a bit different than the results on Healy.
Right.
Wait a minute. Like they have a different format, but it relates to certain issues, to certain affirmation. To here you see about focus, what should be the focus or what should not be the focus. It also gives you certain bush flowers or Bach flowers or detoxification agents. Like, it gives you remedy suggestions you can either use physically in Timewaver here, or you can again use that list and also send it back into the client's field, which you can do with Healy as well. The database, which is part of the Aura module in Healy, however, is not so detailed and maybe not so sophisticated with the possibilities you see here. It's more related to, you know, the colors of the chakras, and it is a little bit more held general.
Yes.
And also related more to your own personal, you would say, stuff, maybe family relations and more general descriptions, because the more detailed we go, the more you need to be a bit of a professional in order to be able to interpret the result.
Right. But it gives you a really detailed analysis, in my opinion, already. And
it already is. Yeah, it already is. You know, for somebody who's new to the Aura idea, this is mind blowing, because you really get, for the first time, you have an idea what this chakra really stands for and why is my energy low there. And I mean, right now we are looking at a professional device, which also costs more and stuff. I mean, there has to be a different, but with what is possible with Healy resonance on the basis of smartphone, like, you know, this small system, this is already, this is amazing. Amazing stuff.
Incredible. And at the end of the day, I mean, okay, now I understand already. So basically we have the analysis. It tells us a little bit more about our own life, so we can question us the questions we haven't asked ourselves before in order to maybe find out things we didn't know before. And I think this is bringing us already further in our lives. Plus, we still have a lot of remedies and applications we can use from the analysis and the Aura application to play into our field. I think with that said, you know, I think it's a beautiful idea. After your holiday, if we can maybe continue and go one time into this Aura application, but for now on, I think it's beautiful to just see like how the Timewaver works, the more sophisticated, the mothership of Healy with all the functions and possibilities we have here. And I mean, the Healy is just a beautiful tool to really get into it and get a deeper understanding of what our chakras and how does it, the whole thing works, and how we can vibrate ourselves into a more desired state. So I think it's wonderful. So I appreciate your time. I know you got to run. That was beautiful. See, it was much longer than 5 minutes that you said. So it's impossible to do that. So let's do that after holiday. Maybe go back into it and then go into the Aura model, and maybe we can apply it on myself. Is it even possible to do that distance? You know, you can apply the Aura mode on myself distance.
Yeah, if you're in the system, you know, then it can be. Somehow or other, you can also send me a sample of hair or something, so I can put you in the system as a client.
I said you.
And then you know, we can check your aura as well over the distance. That is possible, because quantum entanglement, the principle also, you know, helps to have remote analysis and remote optimization. However, the client needs to be in the system first. has to be put in. Because if you put in a client, that also means you get the consent of the client that you are allowed to tap into the field of that person. Yeah. It's also important.
Yeah, what I love the most about it, and seriously, like I see it on myself, like I'm such a shallow guy. Don't really know about energy and auras, chakras. And yeah, I did meditation before for a while, but I never really, I only scratched the surface of kind of understanding what's going on. But Healy now, it really allows me to dig deeper. You see me, like I'm calling you and like almost needy. And you want your time to explain me more about this. And this is, I believe, one of the most beautiful things that Healy is coming with, because it's such a tool you give to normal people. And suddenly these people, they start becoming aware about energy. They start becoming aware about frequencies, about, consciousness and awareness and all connectivity. And this is just amazing, right? So I think with dysfunctions, what we have, I think it takes me a year to really understand what Healy can do. Really, it's that sophisticated. Timewaver is a super professional thing, so I might not even want to go there. But I'm so already grateful that I can, experience this kind of stuff with a little Healy device and really understand my body more and become more aware about myself. So that's super great. Well, with that said, my friend, I'm gonna let you go, man. Even I love that podcast. I love your microphone.
Really, we have a second part.
I get a microphone like that too, I hope.
Yeah. If you have a microphone like this, you really feel different. It's also a consciousness thing.
So good. You sound so professional. And my sound is probably horrible. Anyway.
Max, thank you so much.
My friend, you take care of yourself.
I wish you a wonderful time. And we see us when I come back in 3 weeks. We have a part 2, something like this. That's not a problem. Huh?
Hey, don't worry. I'm going to call you within your holiday anyway. Don't worry about that.
Problem.
I hear you very soon. Take care, my friend.
Thank you so much. Huh?